Yeah, let's kick things off. I mean, first and foremost, thank you all for joining. This is effectively our first webinar that we're holding with ENDVR, and especially for those of you on the retail side. There's a bunch of you guys here who are on the brand side, and this is definitely obviously important for you guys as well, simply because it will give you a little bit of insight into the changes that we've made for those brands, for those retailers, and how that will be of positive benefit to you guys as well. So it's an all-around great thing to see. We are recording this, so we can, in the follow-up email, everyone will get a copy of the recording in case you want to disseminate that to anyone, and you will have a chance, in case you guys haven't gotten an email from me, you'll be able to book some time should you want to review that, review anything in more detail afterwards. So this first slide. So again, welcome. This is the first introduction to what we've just released, which is now effectively called ENDVR for Retailers. Those of you who, well, many of you probably have known me in one way or another, at least gotten an email from me at some point. My name is Marvin, and I am in charge of brand and retail success at ENDVR. I've been with the company for a little while, but what we're going to be going over today is these few short points. A little bit about myself. So for those of you who don't know me well, you'll get to learn a little bit about that. We'll describe a little bit more about what it is, what we are, what ENDVR is, what this new version, so ENDVR for Retail is, how it is more benefit to you, those of you who do have retail locations or chains of retail locations, and how it's also better for the brands, how it's going to help incentivize those, and how it's going to benefit you guys on the brands. But we had requested that you guys have ready sort of a list of those users or those people that you have in store that you know aren't on the app yet. That's one of the benefits, one of the many benefits that's included in this new specifically for retailers. And then afterwards, we'll just open it up to questions. A little bit about me. So I joined ENDVR about 3 years ago, just after we launched this ENDVR itself, what you guys know as ENDVR now. Prior to that, I was the AVP for business development and inside sales. So I come from a very long sales background. Sales has been my career the whole time. And I worked for a rather large fintech here in Montreal. I worked with them for 13 years. And then by happenstance, I ran into Jaffrey, who's one of the co-founders. I loved the initial product, the one prior to ENDVR. I thought it was an amazing tool. And we just got to talking, and I'm glad I decided to accept the offer to join the team, because it's been a crazy ride since so far. We've had some extremely large or extended growth over the past couple of years. And it's been a fun one. I mean, like I said, most of you know me in one way or another, whether it's through an email or whether we've chatted in person. We've all gotten to chat, and that's part of my role as the head of customer success here at ENDVR, making sure that for you guys who are retailers, that you have the access and you have the support on the back end with that access that you have, and making sure that what you need to succeed works. Taking that feedback that you guys have to the brands, those brand meetings that I have on an everyday basis. What we've done now is going to give you guys and empower you guys even more to have that direct control or that direct contact with these brands to really get what you want out of the platform. So, make it short and sweet. What is ENDVR? Okay. One of the things that the reality is that 81% of retail transactions actually occur in stores like yours, right? And those are impacted and influenced by the people who work for you, those sales associates in store who have direct contact and have direct influence over those people who come in to shop. So what we do is we're applicable to things that are bought and not sold, right? There's a lot of technical products, things that where those salespeople definitely do have an impact on that process. They're able to explain things. So through the brands are able to reach those frontline sales associates who tend to be the hardest people to reach, right? They're all very busy. They're difficult to incentivize and difficult to train. So through our platform, our brand partners are able to disseminate those training materials far and wide right? You may be in a location that doesn't get seen by one of the brand reps because reps have a huge territory. So you now have access to that information and those sales associates have that information at their fingertips. Not only that, once the sell-through process does begin, brands are able to incentivize you and offer you, put those marketing dollars directly towards you guys who are making the biggest difference on the front line into when a sale occurs. So effectively, we are a sales boosting app, right? It's used by both banks and by retailers in two different ways. We're able to deliver that digital learning content on a phone directly on here, which means that your staff, your sales associates in store are able to get educated and able to train literally anywhere on their smartphone. It's not, we all come and we're all experienced in retail environments. So one of the things that we definitely don't encourage is having to use those phones on a sales floor, right? Or on your shop floor. That's not the thing we want, but we're opening the ability to get educated, to learn about a product, and to get incentivized for doing so at any point in time, right? It means it's a direct link to your team. So you guys can now use Endeavor for retailers to use it the same way that brands do. It's another direct way direct link to your teams. You can offer the same training, and you're also able to motivate and incentivize your teams exactly the same way brands do. So what is Endeavor for retailers? What we've done is parsed out and separated this classic back-end web access from what it used to be. So both brands and retailers had the same access before. We've parsed that out and dedicated that original access just to brands and created this new version, which is Endeavor for retailers, just for retailers. It is now effectively just your back-end software. It gives you more control. It gives you more insight. It allows you to be more interactive, not only with your staff, but also with the brands. And it allows you to build that content to a greater extent. So for those of you who haven't gone through it, let's look at what Endeavor is effectively. I think you should all have my phone. But those of you who don't and who haven't downloaded the app, definitely, as a retailer, we want you to get on board. The primary person who is in control of, or the primary contact in any one of our retail locations, definitely get on board, because you are able to make sure the rest of the team is on board as well. But scrolling through the app, what's important to look at here, there's a few things. We've got all the latest campaigns that are live. You will see that there's a refer to getting that code out to everyone. Sharing your referral code is as simple as hitting that button, taking that referral code and copying it and adding it to any one of your messaging services, or just hitting that refer button at the bottom. Taking that, and you can airdrop it within your store, send it out to anyone you want. Or if you have a text group, you can send it that way. An email, you can attach that in email, send that to everyone as well. Or if you have a messaging service, whether you speak to everyone through a WhatsApp group or a Facebook Messenger group, you're also able to send it out that way and make sure that those contacts are all getting your referral code, right? Encouraging those sales associates that you have in store to get on board and take advantage of the content that's there, take advantage of the learning and the rewards that our great brand partners have out there for you guys. And whether it is a sales contest or a learning campaign like this one at the top. So giving away free apparel, right? Or whether it's a sales contest that you're encouraged to participate in. For every sale, you earn $10. There's all kinds of rewards. Gear, whether it's pro codes, free products, brand prizes, there's all kinds of rewards that are available to everyone in your store, as long as you're targeted. But the only way to do so is to definitely, first and foremost, get onto the app. So that, guys, I mean, was a simple, quick walkthrough of what the app looks like. For those of you who aren't aware, again, I know many of you are, so it's more of just a little review. how is Endeavor for retailers? And that's why we're here. How is it better for you guys, right? Like it says at the top there, there's a ton more control and a ton more insights. You're now able to invite your team directly from the web app. So you can use that referral code if you want, or you can now simply take that list of everyone's emails, upload that into the web app, and send that invite to access the app directly from the web. Something that many of you guys who are on here already have asked tons and times before. I'd mentioned that it was something we're working on, and we're happy to announce that it is live, right? So you still have access. So not only are you able to invite users, but you still maintain that full control of that access to your store. So if you need to, I know it's rather small and we can kind of look at it in a bit, but you still have retain full control over who's in and who's out. So if a user leaves, if they move to another store, if they get fired, if they decide to leave the business completely, you can take them out as well as invite them, right? You have that great visibility that you did before into your campaigns, right? You're able to see how each one of your users is engaging with each one of your brands and the content that they have available for you. So you can see whether John and Lucy are participating in the campaign, if they're doing great, or if they haven't participated in that learning campaign, or if Sam and Mark have not yet completed part of the learning campaign, and you know it's important information. That's insights that you get, right? You also have the option to submit for your whole team. So for a sales contest, when users generally, the first line of use is definitely on the app. You're taking a picture of the receipt. Their users are taking pictures of the receipt and submitting them. But through Endeavor for Retailers, you're able to submit for the whole team. So you can upload an image of your sales report into the web app, tag each one of the users in your store who is participating in the sales contest, or if you want to spread the winnings across all the team, you can tag everybody and submit that to everyone to the branch for them to review, right? You're also now able to, that's the next portion of the release, which will be in a couple of weeks. You're going to be able to create shared campaigns with your brands. So you will be able to create a campaign on your site and request and share that building of the campaign with those brands. We're giving you guys, in that sense, the control, and just like the next point, creating campaigns and rewards with products from multiple brands. So we're giving you guys the control to be able to go to those brands that you love and those brands that you carry in store, and let them know that you want X or Y training. You would like your team to learn more about X pair of skis, or Y pair of boots, or a pair of gloves, and you want them to be able to have that training to be able to sell through even better. You can request that and pitch that to your brands. Which brings us to that second point, right? You're going to be able to create these campaigns and reward with all kinds of products. So not only a pair of skis from one, but you'll be able to decide from our brand marketplace whether you want to reward your team with a pair of skis and a pair of glasses, or a helmet, or boots, or a bike. There's going to be a marketplace open for you guys, and that's this third release that's coming out close to the end of the month, which will allow you guys to really mix things up, right? Provide all kinds of other rewards to your employees for completing and participating in these campaigns that you're pitching out to these brands. So how's that better for brands? Ultimately, we know and we've seen that anyone who is registered for, or these stores that are registered under Endeavor for Retailers, have so much higher engagement, right? There is someone in control realizing and looking at how that store employee is performing, ensuring that team members are completing and following through with the learning campaigns that you guys put out there. So that's with having better control and having more options, we know that that's going to lead to higher engagement of sales associates on the front line, right? And you're also going to be able to provide the exact contest that retailers want, right? We hear time and time again, we'd like more learning. We'd like more sales contests, right? Brands, retailers requesting these things, but they didn't have a way to transmit that request or that information to you guys, right? It would come from us. So the retailer would tell us, we would tell you guys as a brand. Now retailers are going to be able to reach out to you guys and say, we have just gotten X or Y product in store, we'd love to get more training so that our team is more capable of selling it as soon as we have it on the floor. So being able to have that more direct interaction is naturally, again, going to lead to higher engagement. Furthermore, down the line, higher sales. So for those of you, what we'll kind of do is I'll switch over to the web so you guys can watch how we do that. I'll explain to you how it works. Inviting really your users. So what you've seen in that email, that's invite email, we requested that you guys have a list of those employees already, so you can add your employees or send out those invites to the app as we go, right? So it's a small little practice that you guys can do it now. You can do it whenever you want, but I'll show you exactly how it is. And we'll log in. So we have a test account right here. We'll log in. You'll see it's orange versus our sort of classic purple, but it brings you back into that same color. So we have, as soon as you log in, your stores. So whether you have one location or 20 locations or 150 locations, whatever it is, you're going to have that access right in here, right, to all of your stores. Those stores, just like before, you still remain in full control, and you can go in and see what access you have. So in here, you'll see what campaigns are live. Just like before, you'll see what campaigns are live, whether you want to keep that store locked. So that means that if a new employee comes in, they have to request that access to join. You would come in here into that specific store and approve them or decline them, right? If you keep it open, you can unlock it at any point in time, and users can come in, but you still retain control over whether they're approved or not, right? Whether you won't need them in there, you can keep them in or you can take them out. The campaigns page will show you what campaigns are live to the store, and you can see who's engaging with each one of the campaigns. But for that exercise, we'll skip over here to your employees, and you'll see where that list resides. So each one of your employees in what store they belong in, and you can see how many missions they've completed, how many total sales, and how much money they've earned in total. But to add these employees now, we've made that a far easier process, right? It's as simple as going into add an employee. You will select what store. So if you have multiple stores, you can associate them with the exact store you need. You'll hit next. You can add one user if you wanted. If we wanted to send an email to me, an invite now comes directly into my inbox. Simple. Now, if you wanted to take that list, for those of you who do have that list of your employees who you know aren't on in your store, and again, we'll just skip back for a second so you can see. You can see who's in your store and what users are in there or what are missing by clicking into that store in here, right? You'll see the activation of each user inside. But to add those as a group, again, we'll hit the employees, select the store we want to add them to, hit next, go to multiple invites, and download that template. So we've prepared that template for you guys, Excel sheet. So user invitation. You're not going to take off, don't start from A1, leave emails there. And from here on down, you'll copy or paste those users right in. Each one of the users in, save that file, and upload the list. So we can do, there's those four, we'll save this one here. We'll come back in and upload that list. Those four emails are detected. We can visibly see which ones they are. Hit confirm. And those invitations have been successfully sent out to everyone. An email has arrived for that individual invitation. So those users of yours who don't have access or have not downloaded the app will get exactly this, right? Come over to my phone so we can see it over here. There's my invitation, exactly as you see in my inbox here. Create an account. And there we go. So because it is opt-in, the user will have the option to obviously decline it, which unlikely they will, because you've already explained to them what they're doing. So yes, I work in the store. You'll enter your name. Taylor. Evacs. Being Latin, we have a lot of names, and we'll put in a password. We'll see that that is done. We'll confirm that access. And congratulations, my account has been created. We'll be guided quickly to install that access here through the app store that you need. So effectively, guys, we've pretty much run through this portion. And what we really want to do is open this up to you guys to ask any questions you guys had. I mean, I clearly do a lot of talking on a regular basis. You guys all who know me know that I do, but the important thing now is definitely to allow you guys, give you guys a chance to ask any questions that you like. Give us any comments that you have. The floor is definitely open to all of you guys. Thank you all for your time. Like we said, we will send out the recording so you guys have this. And yeah, book as much anytime that you have. If you have my signature now, great. Happy to welcome you on. We are also, just so you all know, we are welcoming two new account managers onto the team. So there's going to be some invitations going out to definitely connect and introduce you guys to that support team that is now growing. Again, thank you so much for your time. And yeah, feel free to reach out at any point in time.